Welcome back guys to another GCSE memes video. Today is part 2 and we're just going to go over some more memes because I know you guys loved the first one, so let's just get straight into it. Oh yeah, by the way guys, if you didn't actually know, for the physics exam that we did, it had a question on circuits at the end. If you remember with the LED thing, I remember when I came across that question, I completely forgot. Like, I had that image in my mind, I knew there was a triangle somewhere, but I couldn't actually properly recall what the symbol was. But luckily, according to AQA themselves, they're giving everyone full marks for that, so you don't even need to worry about that. That was an obnoxious question though. I don't think I would have gotten many marks for that, so I am so glad that we're getting full marks for it. So yeah, that's something to be happy about. Half the country leaving the English exam after saying going to Cornwall was a better summer holiday than Dubai. Yeah, so for English language paper 2, if you remember, we had a question 5. So it was an article, the question 5 was on holiday. I think specifically it was something like holiday abroad, so like different countries is expensive and we should just go on holiday in the UK or something. So yeah, I agreed with the statement and I just completely roasted other countries as much as I could, because like that's all you're meant to do, to be honest. And it was a really nice question 5. I liked it a lot. I had lots to talk about. The only problem I had with the English language paper as a whole was the fact that timing just like was the only annoying part of it. I remember that when I was like, because we only had like a minute or so left and I still had to do a paragraph for one of the questions, so they said put your pens down, and I just continued writing for a bit before they told me that I needed to stop, because like timing is actually an issue for English language at least. But I'm so glad, no more English, don't need to worry about English ever again in my life, no more question 5s for anything ever again. So that's great, I love that. Unless you're doing A-level, of course. Me, after busting a couple jokes in question 5, I hope the examiner finds me funny. So for question 5 as well, I think I made a really humorous tone for mine as well, hoping that the examiner just goes, oh, this is quite funny, let me give it a few more marks. But we'll see. I hope those, I won't say jokes, I didn't include jokes in mine, but I made it more humorous than I normally would. But yeah, I hope that makes it a bit more engaging. But I mean, it's over now, I can't really do much. Emma with the delicious spine tingles. Yeah, this is so funny. The very last part of, I think it was Gcse, it was like something like deliciously spine tingle, something like that. I commented on that in my question 4. I think I said that it was oxymoron. I'm pretty sure it is. I hope it is, at least. I just talked about that. But yeah, Gcse was actually really nice. Actually, both sources were really nice to talk about. I actually really like the English language paper too. Airline companies going broke after year 11 convincing everyone not to go on holiday in question 5. Yeah, so for question 5, yeah, most of the people I've talked to, they said that they agreed with the statement, but I do know a few people who disagreed. Comment down below, did you agree or disagree with the statement? The examiner marking my English literature, no quotes. Oh yeah, so for English literature, I actually really enjoyed the Macbeth question for English literature as well as the unseen. For Macbeth, I did manage to have loads of quotations to talk about because it was Macbeth. So and Mr. Sowles, I'm pretty sure he predicted the question to be Macbeth, so I was like really hoping for it to be Macbeth as well, so I had loads of Macbeth quotations in my mind just in case it would be Macbeth. And then it turns out it was Macbeth, so I just like blurted all of them out on the page before I actually started writing, so that way I didn't really have a problem with quotations. Me, after waffling about how the cards are a metaphor for major obstacles in life in English literature, yeah, I actually did the same. Well, I didn't do it with the cards, I did it with like, so for Shoulders, which was a poem for English literature, I basically talked about how the rain symbolizes evil and like just the suffering of this world and things, and how like the father was trying to protect his son. I think it was son, right? Yeah, it was. The father was trying to protect his son from all these evils, which is why he was trying to like prevent the rain from splashing onto him and things. So yeah, I'm pretty happy that a lot of other people talked about that as well. I would say that the unseen poem was actually quite easy to analyze. It was just the second poem that was a bit like empty. It didn't really have much to talk about, but at least we knew what sapling was. From all the Minecraft knowledge, we all know what that is. We didn't need the asterisks to actually know what sapling was. I don't know what AQA are thinking, we're not that stupid. Who actually thought it was okay to put English language, maths, history, geography and physics in the same week? I don't even know who actually thought this was sane. Like, I genuinely, this week was definitely the hardest week to get through, and I'm so glad that it wasn't too bad, because because I was really dreading this week. It's not just English Lang, we had English Literature this week as well. I also had further maths on top of this, and further maths wasn't the greatest exam. It was quite straightforward, but there were so many weird questions where I really had to think a bit to understand what was going on, and then I actually understood it. The exam itself, like, overall went well, luckily, but I just think that having that many exams in 1 week is just way too much. Having just 2 exams in one day really burns you out, especially that time in between the 2 exams. You just don't feel like revising, because after one exam you just want to relax, which is a really big problem. I don't know why they make us do 2 exams in one day. It's just way too much. And 3 exams, some people have 3 in some days, and I just don't understand how you can survive that. When I opened my GCSE Edexcel maths paper 2 and it had maths in it, well, you know what, the paper 2 was actually quite easy compared to paper 1. Paper 1 was really just weird all over the place. The only problem I think people would have with paper 2 is just silly mistakes. There's so many ways that you can make silly mistakes. There were very like subtle things that you could easily mess up on, and there were a few questions that were a bit badly worded that really made it a bit difficult, especially that last one. You really needed to know what you were doing. I personally had no clue what I was doing, but I somehow managed to get to the answer because I knew that there was some sort of factorization involved, so I just did that and it somehow led me to the answer. But apart from that, I didn't actually find it that hard, probably because the predicted papers that I did were really similar. So I highly recommend you do predicted papers, especially for paper 3 that's coming up next week. Do as many predicted papers as you can, and trust me, you're going to do fine. Me walking out of Edexcel maths paper 2 knowing that Khalid got paid less than Marta because he has a Muslim name. Yeah, Edexcel, we need to do something about this. This is not okay. You can't be doing such racist things in your exams, so that's not fine. I'm just kidding, but yeah, that was quite funny. There was also this other one. So you know the physics paper 2, I think it was, I haven't done paper 2, never mind, but physics paper 1, if you remember question 3.4, the only reason I remember the name 3.4, the number, is because the answer was 3.4 for that. So AQA are complete jokesters for doing that, but it's kind of funny. It's the one with, like, I think it was efficiency. It was asking about some 4 watts and you had to find the efficiency of that. They gave you like the, or did they give you, no, they gave you the efficiency and they gave you the total input, I think, and you had to find out the useful output from it. But yeah, the answer was the same as the question number, so that was quite sneaky. Me waiting for TikTok to release the answers to maths paper 2. Yeah, I didn't find the answers for maths paper 2 on TikTok. I just found them on I think some YouTube channel for unofficial mark schemes. Yeah, everyone literally, as soon as it got released, everyone went to the mark scheme and everyone tried to like see what they got and tried to see if they were going to get a 9 due to supposed grade boundaries, and see if they were like, it was all over the place. But yeah, it's always like, I think after the maths exam it's always the most tense. It's everyone just going, what do you get for this, what do you get for that, and then you realize, wait a minute, I didn't get any of those things, what's going on? Then the stress starts coming on to you. But yeah guys, remember that if you didn't do too well in your maths exams, we still have another one, and even then, once you've done the exam, you don't need to worry about it because it's over. You've done it. There's no point worrying about something you've already done. Okay, so here is Edexcel GCSE maths paper 2 with no context. Can you get what all of those things were? So I remember the top left one was the petrol one, so the Spain Wales one, and how you had to, I think, prove them wrong. I think you had to prove them wrong because I remember writing that Wales is cheaper than Spain. And then you have the one on the bottom, that's the Venn diagram one. I think I got that one wrong somehow. I'm not sure how I did. I think I made some silly mistake with the probability. And then the one to the right of that, that's the fun fair one, I think it was. They did some sort of fair trying to do something. I can't remember. I just remember there being some sort of fair question. And then below that, that's the one with the thing, the hourly pays or something, the ratio one. That one is actually quite difficult, I would say, but as soon as you understand what's going on, everything's easy from there. It's just forming that algebraic equation in the first place. Me walking out of maths paper 2 knowing petrol is cheaper in Wales than in Spain. This is so true. Yeah, I was quite proud of that as well, because everyone was saying that Wales is cheaper than Spain, and I was like, okay, phew, I got that one right. And I remember also I saw a meme on, like, I think it was English language. Someone put the fact that petrol is cheaper in Wales means that you should stay in the UK instead of going abroad to Spain, for example, which is quite funny, using the maths knowledge into this, so that's quite nice. Me walking into my physics knowing my work done equals 0. Yikes. Okay, well, I would say that after that exam, I think my work did was pretty good. So that doesn't even make sense. Work done, work did. I just came out of an English language paper 2 exam, guys. Just just bear with me. I've like literally dispensed all my English knowledge. Here's GCSE physics and GCSE combined physics, both without context. So I didn't do combined myself, but you guys can see all of that. It looks like some vegetable oil, some more vegetables, some chips, and some trampoline. I don't really know what that means, but I do know what the top one means. So the rock one, I'm so glad we got a 6 mark on density. That was the nicest thing ever. That was the freest 6 marks, because I had gone over that 6 marker so many times that I saw that and I was like, okay, time to just get back to business. And it was really nice and simple. And I don't really know why they included an image of someone holding a rock, as if I didn't know what a rock was. Probably because it was irregular and they really wanted you to know that it was irregular. That's probably why. That's the only reason I can think of. And then you've got I think that's a girl going up the stairs, still confused how she did it in 1.4 seconds. And then we have the infamous hair straightener, that's what it's called. That question threw me off. I genuinely did not like that. As soon as I saw that LED, I was just like, what? Yeah, I just forgot how to do it. So I'm so glad we got 3 marks for that. Genuinely, I think I dropped a lot of marks for that question, so I'm glad that we just got the marks for 3 instead. Me knowing I definitely bagged 2 marks from the questions asking for equations on the sheet in front of me. Yeah, there were 2 multiple choice ones, not even like written, they were just multiple choice, and all you had to do was read the sheet in front of you and actually find where the equation was. And for most of us, we didn't even need the sheet, we just literally got to tick the right one because it's so straightforward. That was the freest 2 marks in any exam ever, so that was quite nice. Oh guys, Kino's back again. So we have at the top the shoulders guy, the one in the poem Shoulders, the unseen one, and then in the bottom we've got the Kino and his son. Clear difference. I think AQA are trying to teach us some parenting tips. That's what it looks like over here. That's why I kind of thought that the article was going to be about parenting. I was completely wrong. Holidays, so that was a bit random as well. When I looked at that, I was happy, but at the same time I was a bit confused, because they literally did a holidays one in 2020, and that one was really similar to this one, so I actually reused a few of my points for that one when I was practicing that. And the girl in Source after her mum said she's going to France again. Sad times for her. I actually remember when I was, because you know when they talk about the protocol for the exam and stuff, I couldn't care less because they've said it so many times. What I was trying to do was trying to read through the question paper and try and see what the first question was, and I could actually like make out what a few of those words were for the multiple choice, and I managed to see France, holidays, what else was it? I remember seeing something like evil forces and physical challenges or something. I saw all of those and I was so confused. I had no clue what the texts were going to be about, so I started panicking because I was like, evil powers, holidays, what is going on? What is this text going to be on? But yeah, then I opened it and I checked the extract. I was like, oh, this is fine, okay. And then I went straight to question 5. I got that done first, and then I went back and, you know, time just went, it just disappeared. I don't even know where it went. Me walking out of my English exam knowing that the rain will keep on falling if we don't care for each other. Remember, if we don't care for each other, we will be in a world where there is no, wait, what was it again? I remember now. No, I don't. I think it was like, if we aren't in a world where we care for each other, the rain will continue falling or something. I don't remember what it was now, but yeah, I was like, that poem was genuinely touched my heart. Really nice poem. I loved it. We are all responsible for each other, guys. Just remember that. Okay, so I didn't do the Edexcel English language paper 2, but I saw this and it looks really creepy. What is going on here? Like, what exam did you guys get? I'm looking at this and it's scaring me from what is that? Me trying to finish the English paper. This was literally me. I'm not even kidding. They said put your pens down and I was literally like completely losing it because the time was just going, and I literally had so much that I needed to write. So in like the span of like 10 seconds, I just churned out like 3 sentences somehow. They were probably the worst sentences of my life, but I had to get them out. And yeah, genuinely that was like unsatisfying to watch, because what really happened was I ran out of ink for my pen, so then I quickly shifted to the other pen. That ran out of ink. I quickly shifted again. I continued writing, and then they were like, put your pens down, and I got like so panicked. I continued going for a few more seconds, and then I just quickly slammed it shut, and I was like, my heart was actually, that was like, English language has literally been the only exam where the the stress, the time pressure has actually gone up to me. For all the other exams, I've not really had any sort of time pressure like that. English language is just something different. I have a friend who said that he finished with 20 minutes to spare. I don't get how. Like, I wish I could do English language much faster, but like there's just not enough time to do everything. It's just annoying. So yeah, I don't really get it. Props to him. Poor Emma in the first source after a rain poured down during camping. Yeah, let's go all camping, they said. It will be fun, they said. Well, yeah, they said otherwise then. Yeah, it was all mum. Mum was the one that told them to go camping, and look what happened. Poor Emma, like genuinely, she didn't even want to go. But yeah, that was quite funny though. Like, I don't know what it is with AQA and storms, but they love storms for some reason. No matter what it is, they always chuck in a storm somehow, and they just go analyze the storm. Like, it was a camping question and then a storm comes along. If it's a boats question, a storm comes along. If it's someone, I don't know, is stuck in the middle of nowhere, who cares? The storm's gonna come along. They just love storms for some reason. So if you haven't done your English language paper yet, or you're doing it like next year or something, revise your, I wouldn't say revise your storms, but just really know how to analyze a storm. They always give some really cliche similes, and it's like really easy to analyze, but just make sure you're prepared for that, because I don't know why they love storms a lot. But I mean, considering they gave a storm question now, I don't think they're going to give another storm question next year, but I can definitely be wrong, because AQA can do whatever they like. I've realized after this exam season that AQA are not who I thought they were. They literally do whatever they want. Even if Bayonet Charge comes up as a poem, they couldn't care less. They just bring it up again. Like, it was a bit random, but I don't care. Bayonet Charge was actually one I had still thoroughly revised, so I was actually quite lucky with that. And in fact, Bayonet Charge I did for my end of year. I compared for my mocks, and I did it again for this. So like, I was really prepared for Bayonet Charge, so I'm really glad with that. But I know a lot of people who literally just ignored Bayonet Charge completely because they thought that it wasn't going to come up again, and everyone thought that as well. Like, it was really unexpected for AQA just turn around like that and just go, you're doing Bayonet Charge. So that was a pleasant but unpleasant surprise depending on the person. But what else? So we had the AIC question as well. That was really nice as well. I really liked the social inequality question. Definitely one of my favorite questions that you can get asked, because you can literally bring in anything for that. Me, when I had 5 seconds to write the title, I didn't write the title. That's the problem. I literally left myself a gap saying write title here, because I knew I was going to forget. And turns out I forgot, even with right title here written there. So now the examiner is going to open my paper. First thing they read is right title here, with a box. And I'm, it's so like, that's the only thing that worries me. Everything else is fine, it's just that. And I didn't even get to read over my work. I probably made some silly mistakes somewhere, probably a few spelling errors somewhere, I don't even know. But yeah, I didn't read over my work, so I don't even know how it actually is. It sounded good in my head, but you always know that when you read over work, you realize it's not as good as you thought it was, and you need to change some stuff up. I didn't get to do that, so yeah, we'll see how it goes. Results day. It's a long way away though, so I'm probably just going to try and forget about English completely until then. POV, the invigilator walks past you. What is this? The invigilators are creepy. I don't even know what they do with their lives. Like, every single time they walk past, they literally just like, they just go like that for some reason. Like, it's just so annoying, and it's so distracting as well. But yeah, every single time I'd like look up and I'd check the time, and I see an invigilator staring at me, and it's just so awkward, but I try to forget them. But yeah, that is it for today's memes. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you again next time. Bye. Also, make sure you like and subscribe, obviously, and I'll try and make another video like this, so if you like it, make sure you subscribe.